As if the McCrispy couldn't get any better, Bacon and Ranch just entered the chat. The Bacon Ranch McCrispy, available at participating McDonald's for a limited time. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Reese's peanut butter cups are the greatest, but let me play devil's advocate here. Let's see. So, no, that's a good thing. That's definitely not a problem. Reese's, you did it. You stumped this charming devil.
Extra, hear all about it. Extra, hear all about it. Yeah. Notice this is a very different introduction because we have yet another special edition of Purple Mafia a mere 24 hours or so, or 25, 26 hours after Purple Mafia episode number 74 was recorded. We are ready to do episode number 75, Monday, November the 1st, 2010, special edition. Randy Moss has been waived. Randy Moss has been waived. And yes, this is a bigger story than when we acquired Randy Moss because of the outrage of the fan base, the outrage for all of us, for myself, Purple Mafia host here. And this show is specifically for the listeners out there. This show is specifically for those of you that posted on the Facebook group, posted your opinions. This is about you listeners. It's not about me. And it's also about the frustration of this football team and what happened this morning, this afternoon, whatever you want to call it. Now, talk is Randy Moss isn't officially waived yet, but there's a small possibility that it won't happen. But it's done. I got to think it's done already. If it isn't, well, fine. At least, whatever. There's no chance this isn't done. I've never heard of a waiving just disappear like that. So we're just going to go right now, right into it. There ain't going to be no break. It's going to be all emotion, baby. And it's about you, the listeners. It's about the Tony Colemans, the Anthony from LA's, the Chris Tuckers, the Brent Jacobsons, the Sebastian Balls, the Paul Caniffs, the Dan Doros, all of you out there who post so frequently on the Facebook group. Facebook.com. Oh, no, it's not Facebook.com. Simply type in Purple Mafia Minnesota Vikings Show in the Facebook search bar. Of course, Purple Mafia is available on the sportstuff.com and on iTunes. I thank each and every one of you always for downloading and listening to this show. I mean, I got to mention that Purple Mafia, sportstuff.com doesn't get any better than that. Without the sportstuff.com and Dylan Richardson, there ain't no Purple Mafia. And, well, there are two call-ins, but we're going to only go with one of them because it is on topic. Anthony from L.A., we're going to get to that really shortly here. Anthony from L.A., furious, disgusted, like a lot of us on here. The national media, being dorks like they always are going to be, they're just, the national media, all they want to do is rip Randy Moss. All they want to do is say that he got what he deserved. Who expected this to happen? Well, of course this is going to happen. Yeah, of course he's going to get frustrated and pissed off on a team that doesn't throw him the ball. A coach that does not believe in throwing deep ever, despite who's the quarterback, despite how well the quarterback is playing. I mean, that's very debatable as well. This has been a hell of a season, folks, in the wrong way. A hell of a season. Oh, my God. Yeah, that was the title last time. Not quite the title this time. It's simply Moss is gone. Moss is waived. Moss is gone. They waived Randy Moss after 4 games, really? Did they really do that? They really traded a third-round pick for Randy Moss and traded him after 4 games?
This is beyond belief! It's like, what were they thinking?
I'm just beside myself. They really did that? Somebody fill me in here. What the hell just happened? What happened? And again, folks, now I'm working second shift, so those of you out there that are wondering, maybe that text me during that time, 2 to 10. I'm at work. It's, I can respond sometimes I can't, but you get the idea. That's why I'm able to do the show in the evenings now. It's like 11 o'clock, as I'm talking. Hopefully this is up on the internet as soon as possible, up on iTunes and all that stuff. Hopefully you're not hearing it too late, but I'm sure you'll hear it before the game, so that's what really matters. But no, we're not going to talk about the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to talk about this organization and what the flying, you get to fill in the blank there. What the bleep are they doing? Just let's get to the call from Anthony from LA.
Hey, Joey, what's up, man? Anthony, LA. I just want to tell you, we officially have the dumbest coach in the NFL. You need to remind him that we gave up a third round draft pick for him, and we used him for 4 games. He's a part of Percy Harvin teaching him the ropes. Why do you think Percy Harvin was so open over the middle and having huge games from weekend since Moss pretty much got here? Before Moss was here, what was Percy getting? Not that many looks because they're on him, keying on him. Moss comes in, opens it up for Percy. Moss is gone. I'm really confused here, man. Let me know what you think.
And as always, I thank you for that call, Anthony from LA, Anthony Batista. Yeah, that's why we're here today for episode 75. We're gonna tell you what I think. All right, I'm gonna tell you what I think. All right, and I really appreciate you voicing your opinion. Very strong, very opinionated call there. And hey, I'm feeling you all the way, Anthony. Percy Harvin blew up the minute Randy Moss set foot on that Galdang field. Yeah, fill in the blank there. And he just, I don't want, I don't want explicit on my label. That's why I didn't say it. I almost did. Okay. Percy Harvin blew up the day Randy Moss stepped on the field. You are so right, Anthony. And the key on Percy Harvin was never the same with Randy Moss on this team. The receivers, all that. I can't talk because I'm as frustrated as anybody else here. I'm scratching my head. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm just, in a cold sweat. Yeah. That's what kind of year this has been, by the way. Remember when there was no passing game because there was just nobody could get open, nobody could catch the ball? Well, guess what? Greg Camarillo is going to be getting the ball, going to get more looks again. Oh, but they won't be able to throw him the ball because he'll never get open. Oh, yeah, Sidney Rice is coming back. Yeah, when's that going to be, And if he does come back, is he going to be anything close to what he was last year? Who knows? Percy Harvin, by the way, was just absolutely freaking unbelievable this year. MVP of the offense. I'm even putting him ahead of Adrian Peterson, and that's kind of hard to do. I could really say co-MVP of the offense. Randy Moss frustrated me. He didn't get open as much as I would have liked. His effort level was frustrating especially when he didn't really go after that touchdown when he was interfered with. That's, I think, part of Brad Childress' excuse to let him go. But yeah, the key on Randy Moss, they cover, the defenses cover Randy Moss like they have never covered a wide receiver in the history of the NFL. That's why Percy Harvin blew up. That's why you were correct, Anthony from LA. Percy Harvin is a great player. He's fantastic. But he had trouble getting open at times. Obviously, like anybody who's not really a tall receiver, they have trouble getting open on occasion. Also, they wisely were throwing the ball up the middle, deep to Percy Harvin. The strategy was a little better. That helped as well. Man, what a warrior Percy Harvin is. But Randy Moss, letting go of Randy Moss is just one of the stupidest moves I've ever seen in my life. After 4 games, and you trade him for a third-round pick. Yeah, I mean, really? It's like, what were they thinking? Like you heard it earlier. Seriously, what were they thinking? No, the best part is, though, and I'm going to get to it very shortly here. I better get to the Facebook group first, because it's about you listeners first. Like Anthony from LA getting the nod being the call-in. The call-in is the king. And, yeah, like I called him, Anthony from LA is the king of the callers, man. He's awesome. So here we go. And no, absolutely no sarcasm there. That is from the heart, Anthony. And yeah, let's just keep going, though. Let's just keep going on topic here. Sebastian Ball's the first to actually post about it on the Facebook group. Of course, I heard from Brent Jacobson and Dylan Richardson via text at work, and I just was just like, really? You know? Sebastian Balls, I heard that we waived Randy Moss after 1 month. That's all he said, because it was just like, really? Is that real? You know? And Paul Tuniverse Caniff, with his first post, I believe, on here in a while. I think he posted earlier, maybe it was on the Wolves page. But this is this is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. And here we go. So you're not allowed to make an honest statement or you get fired, apparently. Case in point, Randy Moss. I'm disgusted with Childress and the Vikings management. What a bunch of fascists. Yeah? At least Brad Childress is a fascist, yes. The way he runs this organization, you know, it reeks of fascist. And it's just weird. It's so strange. Like Randy Moss was weird yesterday. He was weird. Like he was so angry and furious. But why do you think Randy Moss was furious yesterday? Why do you think Randy Moss is furious? If you are Randy Moss, you're playing against the team that traded you. A team that you were a part of that won 16 games and lost 0 in the regular season in 2007. Barely lost the Super Bowl because your defense let you freaking down in that game. A la Arizona Cardinals, not quite as bad, but you get the idea. They let them down in that game. The Giants' offense was not that good. It was good enough, though, but whatever. And you get one catch. You get thrown to, maybe, was it 3 times? They have not thrown the ball to Moss at all. The coverage has been good on Moss, but the offensive schemes have not exploited Randy Moss's talents. They have not done it. They have not utilized his talents. That's the better word. Just what a... Oh, I wanted to say it. God, I wanted to say it. What a joke. Okay. Dan Doro. WTF is all I can say. This organization is a mess and doesn't know what the hell they're doing. They just threw away a third-round draft pick. Paul Kenneth responds with, if you can't say what's on your mind, then what's the point of a press conference? This is utter... Okay, I'll say it. This is utter bullshit. There, I said it, okay? Everybody? At least I got to say that. Sebastian Balls, I know. A waste of a draft pick and a star. See, it's not the waste of the third-round pick. That's frustrating. You had Randy freaking Moss on this team. Randy Moss. You had Randy Moss back on this team. Do you remember the smile on Randy Moss's face? Just about, was it 3.5 weeks ago? This is the biggest smile, ear to ear. Did you ever think you'd see Randy Moss at that big of a smile on his face being back in Minnesota after we traded him for one of the cruddiest receivers in history in Troy Williamson and one of the cruddiest linebackers in history, Napoleon Harris? Wow, that was bad. To the cruddiest team in the NFL at the time. It was like, there, go screw yourself, Randy. Go rot at the bottom of Dracula's castle. That's basically what the Vikings did to Randy Moss, trading him to the Oakland Raiders, who finally looked like a halfway decent team as of a week ago into this week. Finally. That's how long that took. Chris Tucker, here we go. Wow, just when you thought Chili couldn't make himself look any stupider, he goes out and proves us all wrong. All I can hope is that at this moment Moss has not been released and Chili is meeting with ownership. Please, Ziggy, fire this idiot, promote Frazier to head coach, and go apologize to Randy. Sebastian Balls responds with, I agree, fire Chili and promote Frazier, even though we would lose millions, it would be worth it. Yeah, because that's the best part. Going to get to Childress very soon here, almost at the top. Tony L. Coleman, twine ball, unbelievable. I can't, excuse me, how can Chili get away with all this poor decision-making? At what point does Ziggy tell him to take a hike? Does he literally need to murder somebody? Fire him now before it comes to that. Sebastian responds with, I agree, this is just awful. We might be the laughing stock of the NFL. We're working on it. We're working on it. Yeah. Oakland Raiders are looking a lot better. Detroit Lions are looking a lot better. We're working on it, aren't we? Oh boy, shades of 2001 and 1999. Remember those years? This is starting to look like 2001, folks, not like 99. 99, at least there was kind of a resurgence. We had the gunslinger in Jeff George. We have this guy was from Indiana, not quite as hick level as Mississippi's Brett Favre. But wow, yeah, yeah. Childress gets rid of Darius Raynaud. Now, it's not like Darius Raynaud was Reggie Bush, and I'm not saying Reggie Bush is a superstar, but in terms of special teams, yeah, it's not like he was quite special teams level, Reggie Bush level special teams, but he was good. He was an above-average returner, a well-above-average returner. You have no backup plan. All you got is Greg Camarillo who can catch. But on occasion, you might want to be able to gain a yard or two when you're doing a kick return, or a punt return in this case. So what the heck was that all about? And, of course, you don't want to put Percy Harvin on every single kick return, especially when his role is, like, ridiculously high. You don't necessarily put Jerry Rice and Adrian Peterson and, Marshall Falk to be your kick returners. You don't do that. Percy Harvin's role is getting up there, folks. It's getting high. You don't necessarily want to risk them getting pile-drived into the turf and, get a laceration on their chin. Okay, that was a little goofball pun there, but we'll move on. Great opinions, guys. Very passionate from all of you. I love all of you guys out there, and again, don't take that too seriously. I mean it like a brother, not like something else. Wow, it's just this sucks. I know I use that word way too much. It's probably a little too repetitive for you, but yeah, this sucks. I can say that wholeheartedly right now. The frustration level is historic for myself, for all of you out there. When this team can't complete a pass and occasionally can't even get through the goal line with the best running back in the NFL. In fact, we've done it twice this year now. You talk about killing your momentum. It's ridiculous, but that's off topic. The rationale behind this move is ridiculous. The rationale behind this move is unthinkable. I just don't understand it. I'm miffed. I'm miffed, folks, if you can tell. So now I'll get to, obviously on topic, but of course the other guy involved in this whole dealy. Boy, lots of people liking that link I put up there. Yeah. Star Tribune, tossing Moss puts Childress on hot seat. Do you know why that would be the case, ladies and gentlemen? Because Brad Childress did not inform higher brass of his decision, folks. He did not inform the higher brass, Ziggy Wilf. He didn't inform Ziggy Wilf of this decision. So I wonder if he even informed Rick Spielman. Quite honestly, Rick Spielman is one of the best, if not the, I'll say one of the best. You don't want to put anybody number one. They can be in a class of 5 to 10-ish, maybe, we'll say. But that guy's in there. He's in that top class. That Chris Spielman has really earned his way at or near the top. I can't imagine Chris Spielman being like, okay, we got to get Moss out of here. I can't imagine him doing that. I can't imagine Brad Childress doing it. Yes, I can. He traded Dante Culpepper. Okay, I don't like him anyway, and I know you guys were frustrated with him probably as much as anybody. But at the same time, he's so knee-jerk with these things. He traded Dante Culpepper because he had a small disagreement with him. The day he met him. Okay, that's a nice way to judge somebody. Randy Moss gets frustrated because he doesn't get the ball. Well, welcome to the National Football League, Brad Childress. I really wanted to avoid coming on here and bashing Brad Childress and just sounding like a rube, as they like to say in KFAN. But this is getting ridiculous. It's gotten to that point. And when this type of bizarre, as the Star Tribune used that word in there, this type of bizarre thought process, this type of bizarre move, yet another bizarre move, by the way, occurs when higher brass in the organization did not even know of the move until it was pretty much wrapped up. You already burnt the bridge, by the way. Regardless if it's official or not, you burnt the bridge. You don't burn bridges like that. You don't freaking burn bridges like that. You just don't do it. Unless there's a really good reason, and I'm not guaranteeing there's any reason there. When this type of thing happens, Brad Childress is done, folks. There's no way. There's just no excuse for this. There's no excuse that you can trade a player that not only changes your offense, improves players around him, even though he didn't really produce, as Marcus the Forecaster would say, co-star of Timberwolves Explosion when he gets the chance to get on there. Nice show that I do about the Timberwolves. Check it out sometime, sportstuff.com, iTunes. Shameless plug there. But it was short. You don't do that. You just don't do that type of stuff, especially when you're already 2-5. You alienate your fan base. You alienate your team. Even though they were ticked off at Randy Moss's attitude, you come on. Come on. You can't be that quick. You can't be that quick to make that kind of move. I don't think Randy Moss was screaming at people, calling them losers and everything. Yes, he's very frustrated that his suggestions were ignored when he tried to make suggestions about how to, what you can try to do to approach this team. Tendencies the New England Patriots do. Their offense isn't that exciting over there in New England, ladies and gentlemen. They just win. And you get a guy who's been the biggest part of it outside of Tom Brady on your team making suggestions, and you ignore it. It's just, that's kind of weird. He needs to stay inside the confines of the system. Well, yeah, the system worked last year for the most part. But when you're in a position when you need to win, and you absolutely positively need to win, you at least got to be open to discussion. You just got to be open to discussion at times, especially in that type of situation. What more can I say? Brad Childress' comment was how this move is for the organization short-term and long-term. He believes this is better for the organization short-term and long-term. I don't buy that. I don't buy it. Again, Randy Moss's attitude yesterday was kind of ridiculous. He was kind of it was kind of scary almost. The way he almost sounded like he wanted to scream, and he's like, I ain't going to do no more interviews, but I'll do the interviews to myself. That's kind of silly and kind of retarded, especially when you're like 33, like you haven't grown up a little bit beyond that. That's where I can get a little frustrated, but I'm not sure you cut one of the best players on your team that quickly. You don't just cut him, especially when you've had him for 4 games. That's just strange. He's not Dennis Rodman, He's not. He's not Dennis Rodman, who's just about as disruptive as you're going to get when he wasn't a member of the Bulls anymore. Like how the Lakers kind of let him go fairly quick. Yeah, he's not literally cussing out the coach, telling him he ain't bleep and, all that stuff. I don't think Moss went that far. I just don't think so. I don't know. I guess we're just going to have to leave it to let the facts speak for themselves, I guess. Brad Childress will not return as head coach next season, folks. Guaranteed. Despite the fact that they made one of the most painful, questionable decisions of all time last year during the season by signing him to a long extension. That was too risky. Childress is already signed for, I believe, another 2 years at the time. Can't you just wait it out a little bit? I mean, my goodness. I don't know. I don't think Childress is going to get signed by anybody else. I don't think that's disrespecting Brad Childress. I just don't. And yes, he had by far his best year as a head coach last year. But when things go right once, you start to think you can do anything with anybody, and it just doesn't work that way, Brad. And I'm I'm sorry to say. I guess I'm just going to sign out here because I really have nothing more to say on this topic, and I haven't seen any new posts on here. So thanks again, guys, for listening to this special edition of Purple Mafia. We will be back to discuss the Arizona Cardinals game that I hope we win. I think, we're going to win that game. I'll leave it there. We're going to win that game. And then I have no idea what's going to happen after that. And that is not being a fair weather fan. That is being a frustrated fan. And it's being an honest fan because I have no idea where this team is headed. That's why episode 74 was called The Road to Nowhere. Because I don't know where the road's leading right now, folks. There ain't no yellow brick road. There's no yellow brick road in the NFL. There is none. The New England Patriots proved it when they were 16-0. They did not win the championship, did they? Anybody can fail in this league. And boy, oh boy, we're doing that a little too much this year. All right, before I extend this too much longer with digressing with flying around all over the place, we're going to call it a night. Thanks for listening, folks. And again, I'm truly sorry for all of you going through this. It hurts me just as much as it hurts you. We'll talk to you soon.